Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast, where we explore the frontiers of human and artificial thought. Today we're delving into a revolutionary idea that, it reframes everything we thought we knew about learning, teaching, and intelligence itself.
We're talking about the groundbreaking research of Brendon Wong. He's the mind behind deep, augmented thinking. And, get this, a direct protégé of Tony Buzan, the inventor of mind mapping.
Right.
Wong proposes we abandon our old model of education and instead start cultivating what he calls the intelligence garden.
It's such a powerful metaphor.
It is.
He paints a picture of our current education system as a cathedral, magnificent but rigid.
Okay.
It's all carefully engineered from some master plan designed to withstand change, with every stone or student placed in a very specific spot.
A very industrial age model, right?
Totally.
It treats minds as empty containers to be filled on an assembly line. But what modern cognitive science and AI are telling us is that this model it's just fundamentally wrong.
Right.
True intelligence doesn't emerge from perfect, pre-planned order.
Instead, Wong argues it emerges from what he calls a productive disorder.
Productive disorder.
Now, that might sound counterintuitive, but just think of a thriving natural ecosystem.
Okay.
A forest isn't tidy. It's this complex web of interactions, of competition and symbiosis.
Yeah.
And that's where all its resilience and richness come from.
Exactly. So the role of an educator shifts from being a rigid architect to a thoughtful gardener. You can't force intelligence to grow just by pulling on a plant.
Right.
You have to cultivate the conditions for it to emerge naturally. Fertile soil, water, light.
Yeah.
You create an ecosystem, and then you just let nature, or in this case, the student's own curiosity, take its course.
This whole paradigm shift, it completely changes the conversation around AI and education.
It does.
The old fear was that Frankenstein complex was that we'd build machines to replace us.
But the garden model sees it so differently.
Right.
The real opportunity here isn't building a perfect, all-knowing AI.
No, not at all.
It's about fostering collaboration between our uniquely human intelligence and AI's, its alien way of thinking.
Wow.
And Wong calls the result cognitive friction.
I love that term.
Me too.
It's like rubbing two different kinds of flint together. You take our human intuition, our context awareness, our creative leaps, and you press it against an AI's incredible power for pattern recognition and data processing. The friction between them creates sparks, insights, and ideas that neither of us could have generated alone.
So what would this intelligence garden actually look like in practice?
Yeah.
It's not about chaos, it's about cultivated chaos. Classrooms transform into what he calls problem-rich environments.
Okay, let's make that real.
Okay, imagine a student studying climate change. In the cathedral model, they read a chapter and take a test.
Right.
But in the garden model, the teacher, now an ecosystem gardener, poses a challenge. Design a city that can thrive for 500 years in a changing climate.
The student then partners with an AI.
Okay.
But the AI doesn't just give them the answers, it acts as a Socratic partner. You might see the student focusing only on engineering and say, your design is logical, but human societies are also shaped by stories. I've noticed that ancient flood myths from 3 different cultures contain embedded data on generational water cycles. How might that influence your city's culture and infrastructure?
That's incredible.
Yeah, the AI is creating the conditions for a breakthrough by connecting engineering to mythology. It's a true thinking partner.
Exactly.
And in that kind of environment, failure is no longer something to be ashamed of.
Right.
A failed design is just crucial data for the next iteration.
Which completely upends how we measure success.
Totally agreed.
Forget standardized tests. Wong proposes portfolios of emergence.
Portfolios of emergence.
Instead of a letter grade, a student would have a living narrative of their growth, maps of the connections they've discovered, documentation of their process, even their most interesting failures.
Wow.
Yeah, the goal shifts from just ranking students
to really understanding and nurturing their unique intellectual journey.
This whole paradigm shift, it completely changes the conversation around AI and education.
It does.
The industrial model prized certainty, standardization. The garden model values curiosity, cognitive diversity, and the courage to navigate uncertainty. It teaches us to be excited by the questions, not just the answers.
So we're moving from a system that prepares students for specific, often fleeting careers, to one that fosters a lifetime of learning, of adaptation, of collaboration.
Yeah.
The classroom becomes a microcosm of a better future, one where human and artificial minds work together to generate possibilities we can't even imagine yet.
The suggests that intelligence isn't a fixed thing you possess.
Right.
It's an emergent property that grows from connection, collaboration, and, a courageous embrace of that productive disorder.
We believe this is one of the most vital conversations of our time.
Absolutely.
It's not just about preparing students for the future. It's about shaping what that future can become.
And that brings us to our question for you, our listeners.
Yeah.
Take a moment to think about your own education. If your learning journey had been cultivated as a garden instead of being built like a cathedral, what unexpected ideas might have taken root? And, how might you think differently today?
We would genuinely love to read your reflections in the comments.
Please do.
And if this topic sparks something in you, please support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the XFO Intelligence podcast. Thank you for joining us in the Garden of Thought.